Hi, I'm going to do what I watched in May. I watched 22 films, they're all rewatches. I have a new job that pays a lot better than my other job, and I get out at like 3 ish every day. So it's a good time, and I'm saving for an apartment, which is gonna happen because it's just all working out for me right now. I need to save enough to get it, and then I'll probably be in it in the next month or two. I think, I would hope. But and then I can do better videos, and my stuff will be organized, and it will be so much better for me. But I'm just gonna go. So, yes, I watch Albert and Marion because my Audrey marathon wraps up in May. So, yes, and then My Fair Lady is my favorite Audrey film, and then Breakfast at Tiffany's, and then Sabrina, and then Charade, and then after that I watched The Court Gesture, which is one of the funniest films ever. Danny Kaye is very underrated as a performer. He was just so funny and so talented. The scene with Glynis Johns and him when he is yeah, she's blind, right? Yeah. He can tell what she's saying, whatever, translating what she's saying to this royal guards, and it is hilarious, and he was great. That's all I have to say. Um, Sylvia Scarlett. I was surprised at how many negative reviews there are of this film because I watched it on Filmstruck and I loved it, and I rewatched it and I still love it. I don't know what people's issues with it is, but I love it. Next is The Wizard of Oz. This film is like, I don't even, like, it's one of those films that when I'm stressed, I realize that I like automatically go to this film. Like, it's not even like, oh, I'm feeling stressed or anxious or I'm feeling really depressed, I want to watch Wizard of Oz. It's just like and I see it and I feel like in a bad headspace. I usually like just grab it. Like, I just get it and I watch it without thinking about it. And it's always when I'm like ultimately like in a bad mood, and it always makes me feel better. Just one of those films. I watched Mermaids. Then I watched Big Daddy, Little Cole, and Dylan. But yeah, it's such a cute film. I was when I bought it, I was reading like these reviews, and it got like nominated for a Razzie for like worst film, and I'm like, this film is beautiful. It's so cute and so happy mostly, and it's just like it's me in a good mood. I don't understand the hate for it. Coraline. Then I watch Patch Adams. It's still not easy to watch films with Robin in them, but I'm getting better at smiling at him again and laughing at his humor again, because he was just this giant of a person and personality wise, and it's still really hard to think that he's not here anymore, but this film is beautiful. Um, then I watched Little Shop of Horrors. It has John Candy in it. And again, like, he's one of my favorite people. He's like Robin Williams, John Candy were like my favorite people of all time. So the fact that he's also gone, I'm just like, oh damn it. um, and then I watched Beaver Vendetta, which is a beautiful film. I love it. Then I watched Nerve, what's really funny is that whenever I post on Instagram that I'm watching this, I get over 100 notes on it, like people liking the picture that I post of the film. I didn't know it was that popular or that many people liked this movie, but apparently so. And then immediately after that, the same day, I watched Ernest and Celestine, which is one of the cutest films ever made. And then I watched E.T. The part where the astronauts and the scientists break into Elliot's house is like so disturbing. Oh my god. And Alice in Wonderland, which is like my obsession. Like, it's not even my favorite Disney film, but I love all things Alice in Wonderland. It makes me so happy. And then I watched My Girl. The scene that usually makes me cry is when Dan Aykroyd tells her that the bees like there were too many bees and he didn't make it. But this time I cried when she asked her dad if she killed her mother. That scene just hit me harder than it usually does. I don't know why, and I was like crying. But it's such a good movie. October Sky. And then I watched Tangled yesterday, and I watched Anywhere But Here some point in the month. I don't remember what day I watched it, but I just put it at the end because I don't remember. I never got to write it down, but I love this movie. One of my favorite films of all time. So, yeah, that is all. Goodbye.